inherit wealth is distasteful or something like that, disgraceful.
I'll read it right now.
Go ahead.
The Skyfall actor revealed that he has no plans to leave an inheritance to his children because he finds the practice distasteful. I don't want to leave great sums to the next generation. I think inheritance is quite distasteful. My philosophy is to get rid of it or give it away before you go. He also added, isn't there an old adage that if you die a rich person, you failed? Craig noted that blah, blah, blah. Andrew Carnegie gave away billions of dollars before his death. That shows how blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. That's...
Bro, that was a lot of blah, blah, blah. You got to read the last part.
None of that was what he was saying. It was just talking about some old dude, Andrew Carnegie, how he gave away billions of dollars before he died 100 years ago. Yeah, it wasn't nothing else important. I don't know. Why would you not give your...
Right.
That sounds kind of selfish, I guess. Isn't that the whole point of being a parent and working hard to make millions of dollars so can
your
give it
kid
to your
can,
kids?
yeah.
Isn't that I don't know if he was rich coming up as a kid, but I would think that was the goal his parents had to become rich or to become wealthy enough to whatever assets or money that they have, they can pass to their children before they, die or whatever. Right. So,
but what if he's like, you know what? I don't want to count his pocket, but what if, let's say he has like, because his movies still making him money right now. So probably like, let's say he had $100 million in the bank, right? Mm-hmm. And if he passed away, his kid's gonna get $100 million. He's like, man, like, look, I love my kids, and I put them in a great position, whatever the case might be. But I don't want this kid to be lazy and just sit on his ass with $100 million for the rest of their life. Like, what if he just left the kid like $100,000 and then just disappear the other or give away, just so that the life lesson of the kid is like, hey, like, look, I gave you a little booster, but that does not mean that you should be lazy and sit in your ass and just inherit all this money, and like work for it. Cause like Nicole has this thing when we went to Arizona and we like checked out all the houses and it was like brand new houses, right? And she's always like, "No, you can't raise a kid here. Like how are they gonna have any drive? How are they gonna have any motivations? And how are they gonna feel what it's like to not be rich or wealthy, but like just kind of like on the edge where it's easy.
Like you don't sorry to interrupt you, but
go ahead.
Being rich doesn't mean that you don't have drive or motivation. He can going back to how he said how you were saying like leave him 100,000 over the 100 million. I don't think that would make a difference, because if your child's just lazy, the 100 million or the 100,000 isn't gonna make them not be lazy. They're just gonna burn through the 100,000 quicker than they're gonna burn through the 100 million. So I mean, that's your job as a parent, to make your kid want to have that drive and have that ambition to want to go out and do something with their lives. And if you die and leave them a shit ton of money, that they take that money. I mean, it's okay to fuck a little of it off, but if they take some of that money and actually go invest it and start a business or do stuff with it to turn it into more income, you have to be a parent and put that in your children. You can't just assume that your child's going to be lazy. If you assume that means you didn't do your job as a parent.
No, I agreed. I was just trying to like say it. I was trying to get into his mind of thoughts and see like why do he feel the way he does.
How can you think that of your kid though?
I know, or maybe it's just something he's saying right now, just to kind of like, maybe his kid's fucking lazy and his kid's probably sitting around like, I ain't got to do shit and just wait for my dad the day my dad died, because there's a lot of wealthy kids out there.
You're right.
There's a lot of wealthy kids out there that's just banking on their money. Here. So look, I've never came from a family with anything, right? So I never had the imagination or the thought of like, oh my God, when my parents pass away, like this is mine, this house is mine, all that money's mine. I never had that thought, because my parent don't got shit.
Exactly.
But I started to see that with like, stories of family friends, or, like I seen like how people are really waiting for the day that their parents pass away. So
that's
that house
fucked up too.
That's fucked up. So that house can be them or whatever case. Or like I hear older people that like would say, like that would tell their kid about like, yeah, like when I go away, like that's gonna be yours, and that it makes me feel a little cringy, because like I have too much ego to feel the need to depend on a generational wealth to pass down to me. Like, I would like to know that, like, I grew up and I made my money on my own and I bought that house on my own, or I create that wealth on my own. Like I'm just that. So when it comes to the generational wealth, like it's cool that, you know, it's cool that if your parents like their life goal is so they can pass it on to their kid, that's great. But me as for a person, like I wouldn't, if it ever happens that way, cool. But I just don't like it when kids think about that, or when parents say about that. Like if it happens, it happens. Just don't. Like, I mean, you know.
Well, that's not every parent's goal. That's not the main goal. But you get what I'm saying. Like the goal is to, you don't want to just like if you the goal is to always have stuff. So if you end up going before or whatever, you don't just leave your kid out here to dry. They at least have have like a house to go back to, or some money to, like, you know, keep them together while they.
I mean, as long as they cover their own like funeral fees, that's good. You know, like.
Oh my gosh. But I don't know, man.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying that like you have to. But I'm saying, like, let's say, like, you want to leave your kid something, but you're struggling, but you still want to leave your kid something. As long as you just cover like the funeral fees, and that's fine. You don't need to cover the funeral fees and give your kid a house.
Do you know how much? You know how much it costs though, a funeral?
Like 20 grand.
Yeah. Shit, a lot of people that die don't got just 20 grand laying around. Oh, hey, you know what?
No. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say, like, for the parents who are grinding so hard to make sure they leave a shit ton for their kids.
Okay. I thought you.
No. For those,
I was like, bro, somebody.
No. Don't.
I get what you're saying.
Don't get my word.
You're talking about like the rich motherfuckers that are like.
No, not even rich. I'm saying for the parents who are
trying
like
to leave something for their kids,
struggling so hard just to try to leave a massive shit. I'm like, dude, don't struggle so hard. Just cover the funeral fee.
Oh, okay.
If that's like, as long as you do that, like, I think you're good. I'm not like.
No, I get you. I get what you're saying. Like the parents, like I get you. I get what you're saying. You're saying like the parents who are actually trying to do something for their kids, and you're
working like 3 jobs, and you
might as well quit 2 of them jobs and spend more time with your child. That'll probably be more valuable than the money or the house you give them. The memories, if you're not spending time with them.
Exactly, because like as a kid, like I wouldn't want my parents to like. As long as I had even if I don't, or I did, like a roof, and I was old enough to 18 and get the fuck out of, that's good enough. Like there's no need to leave me anything. Like that's true. That's just how I see it. There's no need to leave me a dime, a dollar. I'm not expecting shit from my parents. Like, live your life. Like once I'm out the house, like your life is your life. There is no need for me to depend on you and your money. So I hate when kids are trying to grind off their parents' money and trying to always just live off their parents' money long past 18 and try to make excuses, and, you know, like, especially parents with kids who are always using the kids in order to grind money out of grandparents. And I hate that shit.
But you got to think about, on the other side of it, generational wealth can also be like, for example, let me use it. Walmart. Homeboy started up Walmart, and I don't know if it's passed down to his family, but I think at one point it was. Like, I think he was the owner, and then it was his son or someone owned it, and I think someone else owns it. Or I don't know. It could still be in the family or whatever, but like stuff like that. That's another example.
Yeah, a company is a little different. Like, where do you leave the company, you know?
I would leave that to my kids if I had a company.
Like Lakers owner, like, you know.
Yeah. It was I wish I would have thought of that instead of stupid ass Walmart, but that's a better example. Yeah. Jerry Buss left his shit to the Lakers to Jim.
Yeah, with the company is a little different. With the company, because it is wealth, but it's also work. You're transferring work and wealth at the same time. I mean, they could sell it. Sure.
When you like the owner of like $1 billion company, are you really doing the work, or do most of those people, some of them are not?
You already paying people to do shit.
They just have assistants. They just sitting there basically walking around micromanaging, and some of them just doing that from their house. They not even there, so that's not really working either. So I mean, I wouldn't really say that.
Going back to Daniel, I think he's he probably got some lazy ass kids right now that he need to send. He need to send a message because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, because
He's like, you know what?
Asked
Hey,
him this, and why did they ask him this?
Right. I'm gonna just call off a reporter I know. Let's put that shit out. Let this kid be like, oh my god, I gotta get up my ass and I gotta start doing something because my dad ain't gonna leave me no wealth. I gotta get a job. I'm fucking 18, still grinding off my parents' money. Like, if that's the plan, it's a good plan. Like, the kids better be like up to shit. I mean, I want to look at I don't know if we got like the kids' Facebook or Instagram, seeing what the kid's doing, but that kid better start grinding.
He has a 15-year-old son, and then I think a 29-year-old daughter.
29-year-old daughter.
And then
what is she doing?
Then I think he has like a 3-year-old daughter that was born in 2018.
Oh shit, the 3-year-old. Damn.
So he only has 3 kids.
Yeah. You gotta leave some for.
It's for sure probably the 15-year-old boy.
For the or the 29. We never know. The 29 is already.
But that's a girl. Girls don't usually. It's more.
No. It's equality, bro.
Nah, it's
equality,
I get
bro.
equality, but it's usually dudes when it comes to the dudes banking on their parents to die. Like, it's not really women that much. Not really. I mean,
you're talking about women and money. If there's anything about women, is they are way smarter than men when it comes to women. When it comes to money.
But here's the difference. If a chick knows that when her parents die, she got 100 mil coming, she not just gonna be sitting on her ass smoking weed. She might be trying to like start up her own little bullshit. Why are you looking at me like that? She might be trying to do something. Whereas a dude, we just gonna be sitting there fucking smoking weed, playing Xbox, partying with our homies all day, doing. Because as soon as dad kicks the bucket, we about to be 100 million there.
Bro, have you seen?
Come on, women have more ambition than men. Don't do that.
They got way more expenses. The purses, the bags.
That's why they have more ambition, because they got more expensives.
It's equality, bro.
I don't know.
If we're about equality,
don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of women out there that are probably lazy bums too.
So the 15
that are just sitting back waiting for their parents to die.
The 15 right now is still in high school, not working yet. The 29,
he can work.
Not until he's 16. He's 15.
Oh shit, you're right. It's 16.
He can't even work yet. The 29, working age. If this one ain't working, that's where the message is going.
No, it didn't say that she wasn't working.
I'm not assuming she isn't working.
I'm gonna find her. I gotta find her Instagram later and see what picture she posts. If she actually be like doing stuff, or if she just be traveling the world the whole time. If she traveling the world the whole time with her friends, then yeah, it makes sense.
Do we see a lot of that on IG of famous people daughters just casually living? I mean, what was Jordan Wood doing with her career?
Now that I think about it,
it was just a famous person with a famous friend that got famous and more famous.
Her family is famous. I don't think her family is
Her family is I think a famous lawyer, or like they're not famous, but like they're
like a wealthy
yeah.
A lot of law stuff.
We've seen a lot of wealthy daughters out here just living lavish, bro. Just saying. I'm just saying.
You are right.
All right. That's it for Can't Tell Me Nothing. Anything you want to add to that? It's the equality, bro. I mean, women is the same. That 15-year-old can grind his dad off of cash as well. It's equality.
So they probably both doing it.
They probably are both doing it. But you know what? I think a 29-year-old got way more expenses than a 15. Because that one got to have their own place, their own car, their own everything. This one can still be under the house. The same insurance plan.
They can still be under the house, just different insurance.
No, not when you're 29. 26 is when the insurance cuts.
No, I'm talking about they could still be under the same house, just no insurance. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but most likely the 29-year-old is going to be not a part of the same house.
Fam, this man, it was in 007. He probably got a big-ass 4-story, 12-bedroom house. I'm pretty sure she got 2 rooms in there.
I don't know.
So if she really wanted to stay there, she could.